Until now, we've been focused on point elasticity. But sometimes people will say demand for gasoline is inelastic. What they're talking about is the relative elasticity of gasoline versus other types of products. What does it mean for one product to be more elastic than another product? Because every point along the demand curve has a point elasticity, and every demand curve has both elastic and inelastic points. Here we'll explore how we can compare the relative elasticities of different demand curves. To do that, we're going to start with the two extremes: perfectly elastic demand and perfectly inelastic demand. What would it mean for consumers to be so extremely responsive to price that any increase in price drives quantity demanded to zero? That would mean that our demand equation is a horizontal line. There's infinite demand at this price, but any increase in price and the quantity demanded drops to zero. That seems not very realistic. But actually, this is a useful way to think about demand for individual firms in perfectly competitive markets. Firms might assume that they can sell as much as they want at the market price. But raising their price, of course, will cause quantity demanded to drop to zero, because consumers know they can buy this product at the market price from any number of other sellers selling exactly the same identical product. So individual firms in perfectly competitive markets will face a perfectly elastic demand curve. And we'll use this when we get to the firm section to analyze how firms in this type of a market will behave. On the other extreme, can you think of any products that you might buy no matter how high the price is? Here, quantity demanded remains constant no matter the price. We think that some goods that are absolute necessities, like medical care, treatment for cancer, the rabies vaccine, goods for which if you don't get it, you're not going to be around much longer. People are willing to pay any price for these products, giving it demand this vertical shape, okay, representing completely inflexible consumption, the same quantity demanded regardless of the price. So I'll put here necessary medical treatment as an example of this extreme. Notice that the flatter demand curve is perfectly elastic, and the steepest demand curve is perfectly inelastic. So in some sense, when comparing the relative elasticities of different demand curves, we can look at the slope for clues about their elasticities.